Good afternoon everyone. Denise Ho Wan-see, birth name Ho Wan-see, born May 10, 1977, is a Hong Kong-based cantopop singer and actress. She is also a pro-democracy and Hong Kong human rights activist. Ho was blacklisted by the Chinese government for her active participation in the 2014 umbrella movement in Hong Kong. Ho was the first mainstream female singer in Hong Kong to come out of the closet as a lesbian in 2012. She is also a Canadian citizen. Click on the bell. Approaching the end of 2016, Ho was selected by the BBC as one of the 100 Women 2016. In 2019, Ho became an active speaker in the International Human Rights Forum. In May 2019, Ho was invited to participate in Oslo Freedom Forum, a global platform for human rights defenders to share their stories. She made a speech on the topic under the umbrella Creative Dissent in Hong Kong and performed Polar to the audience. Followed by that was her response to Hong Kong's anti-extradition law amendment bill protests. Ho, as a truly vibrant activist, got worldwide media coverage due to her supposed active participation in the movement. On 8 July, she attended the United Nations Human Rights Council's UNRC meeting in Geneva. She asked the United Nations, UN, and the international community to protect the people of Hong Kong from infringements on their freedoms, saying that human rights were under serious attack in Hong Kong, and called on the UN to remove China from the Human Rights Council. According to Ho, China has engaged in kidnappings, jailed activists, disqualified pro-democracy lawmakers, and restricts universal suffrage. 4950, her speech was interrupted twice by Chinese diplomat Dai Demao, who asserted Chinese sovereignty over Hong Kong. Dai accused Ho of mentioning Hong Kong side by side with China, which he called an affront, and accused her of using abusive language. Her speech at the UNRC was in reference to the China extradition bill protests and the ongoing freedom and democracy movement in Hong Kong. Speaking about the protests, Ho stated that police engage in excessive force, and that if the Hong Kong government continues to ignore citizen demands, the opposition movement will continue. 52. During an interview prior to the UN session, Ho called Beijing's abuse as a global issue, and mentioned Tibet and Xinjiang as regions also suffering from human rights violations. On 20 August, Ho participated in Singularity University's annual Global Summit and did a keynote speech about how Hong Kong people utilize technology in their social movements. She attended the following events: Antidote 2019, a festival organized by the Sydney Opera House; Be Water, Hong Kong vs China, a seminar co-organized with Badi Ukao in Melbourne, and this year's second Oslo Freedom Forum, which will take place in Taiwan. Denise Ho, right, and Nathan Law met with U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on 17 September. Ho and other student activists participated in a Congressional Executive Commission on China (SEC) commission in the United States Capitol. She emphasized that the Hong Kong police were using excessive violence on the protesters, and urged the U.S. Congress to pass the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act. However, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zheng Shuang said that U.S. Congress held a meeting with Hong Kong activists was interfering in China's affairs. Ho refuted Zheng's statement, said that this was not an interference. This was a plea for democracy. A 90-minute documentary film produced by Sue Williams, Denise Ho, Becoming the Song, released on July 1, 2020 in solidarity with the protest, marks the 23rd anniversary of Britain's handover of Hong Kong to China in 1997. Let's subscribe to the channel.